amazing grace. This is unfailing love.
The core. 1. The central and most important part of something. 2. The innermost or most essential part of anything. 3. Central importance.
All powerful movements originate from the center of the body out, never from the limbs alone. Core muscles are in your back, hips, abdomen, and chest. The strength of these muscles helps us sit up, stand, walk. They give us stability, our balance, our foundation. What can you do to strengthen your soul? How do you exercise your mental, relational, emotional, and spiritual health? Where do we find the power to make our lives matter? To put our bodies in motion and to truly live from the inside out? What is the core of who you are?
So walking in the Spirit is a God consciousness. It's having Christ foremost in all your affections. It's pursuing God with all of your heart, as we're commanded to, is the great commandment. I think what's important to understand too when we talk about abiding in Jesus is that the way we abide in Jesus is to be practicing what we call the spiritual disciplines. I can't abide in Jesus just by doing what I want to do. Abiding in Jesus is giving us the means He has given us that He uses to bring grace into our lives. Things like Bible reading, Bible memorization, Bible meditation, prayer, fellowship, church attendance, evangelism, serving other people. These are ways that we abide in Jesus. His Spirit is working in our lives, and we are then walking in the Spirit. We can, throughout the day, and this is true for every Christian, either be in the Spirit or in the flesh. I don't think it's 75%, 25%, 50-50. You're either in one or in the other. And it is our goal as Christians now that we have the Spirit dwelling within us and the ability and power to overcome the flesh to continually live a life walking in the Spirit.
We know that we're human beings. We're not always very strong. We aren't always very selfless. We mess up. We make mistakes. The moment you say yes to following Jesus, something absolutely incredible happens. God's own Spirit enters you, moves in you, and starts to live inside of you. The infinite God of the universe, alive inside of you. Now, when this happens, you don't just disappear. It's not like you become a puppet controlled by the Holy Spirit. You're still fully there with all your nice traits and your not so nice traits. Your dark side, what the Bible would call your sinful nature, it's not as though it's immediately erased, which means that you're going to miss the mark sometimes. Some days you will say yes to the things that you should say no to, and you'll say no to the things you should say yes to. You will lose sight of what's important. You may even forget that God is there. You'll say mean things or totally wrong things. You'll let people down. Some days you may act like a jerk, but you have the Holy Spirit, and that changes everything. Because when you sin, the Spirit keeps on working in you, not condemning you, leaving you hopeless. Instead, the Spirit gently convicts you that what you're doing is wrong. So you acknowledge your sin, you say you're sorry, and then the Spirit scrubs your mistakes clean. Forgiven, washed away, it's gone. God never gives up on you. His Spirit is fully committed to the process of making you more like Jesus.